Article 1775. Association and societies whose article are the kept secret among the members, and wherein any one of the members may contract in his own name with third person, shall have no juridical personality, and shall be governed by the provision relating to co-ownership, 1669.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Jessiglino Hontilano from BSBA 3B, and my topic is all about Article 1778. So, a partnership of all present property is that in which the partners contribute all property which actually belongs to them to a common fund with the intentions of dividing among themselves, as well as all profits which they may acquire therewith. So, there are two classes of general partnership. The first is general partnerships of all current property, and second is all about general partnerships of all profits or income. So in general partnerships of all existing property, the partners agree to contribute to a common fund of all their property. Their purpose is to divide all assets among each other, as well as all profits or income that will be received due to the said asset. So that will be all, ma'am, and thank you.
Article 1781. Articles of Universal Partnership entered into without specification of its nature only constitute a universal partnership of profits in 1676. So this article in 1781 defines that this universal partnership as one entered into without specifying its nature. So this article states that when partners enter partnership without clearly defining its scope or nature, it is considered a universal partnership of profits. So this implies that the partners agree to share all profits generated from their joint ventures regardless of specific activities involved. And this universal partnership is a type of partnership where partners agree to share all profits and losses from all their joint ventures without specifying the specific activities or business involved. And this article highlights that the importance of clearly defining the scope and nature of partnership agreement to avoid ambiguity and potential disputes.
Article 1782 states that persons who are prohibited from giving each other any donation or advantage cannot enter into universal partnership. In simplest terms, this article means that individuals who are legally restricted from giving each other gifts or benefits cannot form a universal partnership together. To understand this better, let's clarify what a universal partnership is. A universal partnership is a type of partnership where all assets and liabilities are shared among partners, essentially merging all their sources and responsibilities. Here's an example. Imagine two individuals who are prohibited by law from giving each other gifts or advantages. If they were to enter into a universal partnership, they would be merging all their assets and liabilities, which could lead to conflicts and complications, given their restricted relationship. This restriction ensures that partnerships remain fair and transparent, avoiding potential legal and complications that could arise from such relationships.
Article 1784 of the Philippine Civil Code. A partnership begins from the moment of the execution of the contract, unless it is otherwise stipulated. This article governs the commencement of a partnership, determining when the partnership officially begins to exist. Generally, a partnership starts from the moment the contract is executed unless the contract specifies a different date. This is crucial because it marks the points where the partnership acquires legal rights and responsibilities, such as entering into contracts, owning property, and being sued. For instance, if a partnership contract is signed on January 1, the partnership is legally formed as of that date, unless the contract stipulates a later start date. It's important to note that the commencement date can affect various aspects of the partnership, including the allocation of profits, liability for debts, and application of the contractual terms. In summary, Article 1784 provides a clear framework for determining the starting point of a partnership. Understanding the provision is essential for partnerships to navigate their legal relationship effectively.
So hello ma'am, good day. I'm Early Gadi Sikabilo from BSPA 3B. So, Article 1785. When a partnership for a fixed term or particular undertaking is continued after the termination of such term or particular undertaking without any express agreement, the rights and the duties of the partners remain the same as they were at such termination, so far as it is consistent with the partnership at will. A continuation of the business by the partners or such of them as habitually acted therein during the term, without any settlement or liquidation of the partnership affairs, is prima facie evidence of a continuation of the partnership. The article provides that when a partnership is formed for a specific period of purpose but continues beyond that time without a formal agreement, it becomes a partnership at will. This means that any partner can dissolve the partnership at any time. However, the article also states that the partners continue to operate the business after the termination of the original agreement. It is considered prima facie evidence of a continuation of the partnership. This means that the court will assume that the partners intended to continue the partnership unless there is evidence to the contrary.
Article 1787.
When the capital or a part thereof, which a partner is bound to contribute, consists of goods, their appraisal must be made in the manner prescribed in the contract of partnership, and in the absence of stipulation, it shall be made by experts chosen by the partners, and according to current prices, the subsequent changes thereof being for the account of partnership. If the partner is bound to contribute goods or properties instead of money, its value must be appraised as follows. First, as prescribed in the contract of partnership. It means that the contract of partnership has a specific method or price set for appraising the goods. That method must be used. Second, by expert chosen by the partners. It means if the partnership agreement does not specify how to appraise the goods, the partners must choose experts to determine their value. Last, take into consideration the prevailing prices. So it means when determining the value, the experts or partners should consider the prevailing market prices of the goods at the time of the valuation.
Good morning, ma'am. I am Janalita Lareba from BSBA 3B, and my topic is Article 1788. So, Article 1788 is a partner who has undertaken to contribute a sum of money and fails to do so becomes a debtor. for the interest and damages from the time he should have complied with his obligation. The same rule applies to any amount he may have taken from the partnership coffers, and his liability shall begin from the time he converted the amount to his own use. In conjunction with the Article 1786 above, Article 1788 of the Civil Code contemplates a situation wherein a partner may become a debtor to the partnership to which he belongs. So this may happen in the following instances. First, when he fails to contribute a sum of money he has committed to the partnership, note that he is also liable for the payment of interest and damages to the partnership from the delay in payment occurs. And secondly, when he has taken the money from the partnership, converting it for his own use. For example, two individuals, Maria and Pedro, decide to form a partnership to open a bakery shop. They agree that each will contribute 100,000 initial capital with the deadline for contribution set for 1st day of June in year 2024. So, Maria contributes her share on time, but Pedro fails to do so. So the partnership agreement states that any partnership failing to contribute their capital by the deadline will be liable for interest and damages. That's all, and thank you.
An industrial partner, according to Article 1789, cannot engage in business for himself unless the partnership expressly permits him to do so.
And if he should do so, the capitalist partners may either exclude him from the firm or avail themselves the benefits which he may have obtained in violation of this provision, with a right to damages in either case. This explains that an industrial partner must contribute funds to the partnership and cannot engage in personal business that competes with a partnership without permission. Failure to comply can result in financial penalties or exclusion from the partnership.
If the industrial partner shall decide to do so, the capitalist partners may either exclude him from the firm or avail themselves of the benefits, which he may have obtained in violation of this provision when a right to damages either his.
Good day, ma'am. I'm Abraham Digalo II, and I'm going to discuss about the Article 79. So, Article 1790 states that unless there is stipulation to the contrary, the partners shall contribute equal shares to the capital of the partnership. The basis of this article is that it only states that if the partners does not create or does not a specific contract about the said amount or the value that being shared to the partnership, is that it must be equal. So examples that is that me, I have a partner, and in our contract is that we do not have a specific amount or specific value that we intended to make it a capital of the partnership. So this law exists because of that such a situation. Like if the partnership does not have
a specific contract, this law suggests that both must be having an equal share of the partnership, except if it is industrial of how much they share. But in terms of money matters and values, this law abides that everything must be equal, except if it is written in a contract that it is not.
So good afternoon everyone, my name is Mary Jane Salmoro from BSBA 3B, and today I will tackle about the Article 1791 that state that if there is no agreement to the contrary in case of an imminent loss of the business of the partnership, any partner who refuses to contribute an additional share to the capital except an industrial partner to save the venture shall oblige to sell his interest to the other partner. They mention in this article that industrial partner is an exception of contributing an additional share to the capital of the business. It is because industrial partners are the one who contribute their skills and expertise rather than financial capital. What do we mean by eminent loss? Eminent loss is the provision applies only in the business when there is an immediate or threat of failure in the business. This article aims to protect the business from the consequences for a partner unwillingness to invest in the survival of the business. It also ensures that the remaining partner can continue the business without holding back by the reluctant partner. And that could be all. Thank you.
Sa Article 1782, if a partner authorized to manage collects a demandable sum which was owed to him in his own name from a person who owed the partnership, another sum also demandable, the sum thus collected shall be applied to the two credits in proportion to their amounts, even though he may have given a receipt from his own credit only, but should he have given it for the account of the partnership credit, the amount shall be fully applied to the latter. The provision of this article are understood to be without prejudice to the right granted to the other debtor by Article 1252, but only if a personal credit of the partner should be onerous to him.
Also, Article 1792 discusses a situation where a partner in a partnership collects a payment from someone who owes both the partner and the partnership money. If the partner collects money for his personal debt, but the person also owes money to the partnership, the amount collected will be divided into two debts in proportion to how much is owed. Even if the partner gave a receipt only for his own debt, however, if the receipt was given for the partnership debt, the entire amount collected will go to the partnership debt. The rule doesn't affect the other debtor rights to choose which debt to apply the payment to, as mentioned in Article 1252, but only if paying the partner's personal debt is more burdensome to the debtor. So, example, imagine someone owes $100 to a partner personally and $200 to the partnership. If the partner collects $150 from the debtor and gives a receipt for his personal debt, the payment will be split between the partner's debt and the partnership debt in proportion. So 1/3 to the partner debt and 2/3 to the partnership debt. So $50 will go towards the partner's debt, and $100 will go towards the partnership debt. So if the receipt was for the partnership debt, the full $150 will go towards to the partnership debt.
I'm Joy Palak from BSBE 3B. I recite Article 1793. A partnership who has received in whole or in part his share of a partnership credit when the other partnership have not collected theirs shall be obligated. If the debtor shall thereafter become insolvent to bring to the partnership capitals what he received even through he may have given receipt for his share only. If a partner has already received their portion of a credit from the partnership but the other partners have not yet received their respective shares.
Article 1794. Every partner responsible to the partnership for damages suffered by it through his fault, and he cannot compensate them with the profits and benefits which he may have earned for the partnership by his industry. However, the courts may equitably lessen this responsibility if through the partner's extraordinary efforts in other activities of the partnership unusual profits have been realized. So, Article 1794 deals with the responsibility of partners in a partnership for damages caused by their fault. So, here's the breakdown of its key points. So, first is responsibility for damages. So, each partner is accountable for any damages. So, the partnership suffers due their fault or negligence. This responsibility is dependent sa mga any profits or benefits they may have earned through their work for the partnership. So, second one is prohibition of offsetting. So, partners cannot use the profits they generate for the partnership to offset or reduce their liability for damages. So, gina-ensure sa partners nga gina-remain lang yung accountable for their errors or misjudgments and irrespective of their financial contribution. So third one is equitable relief. So the courts have the discretion to reduce a partner's liability if that partner has made extraordinary efforts leading to exceptional profits for the partnership. So this provision allows for a more balanced and fair assessment of responsibility considering the partner's significant positive contribution. In the essence, these articles ensures that partners are held accountable for their mistakes while also providing room for equitable adjustment based on their overall contributions and effort.
Article 1795. The risk of specific and determinate things which are not fungible contributed to the partnership so that only their use and fruits may be for the common benefit shall be borne by the partner who owns them. If the things contribute are fungible or cannot be kept without deteriorating, or if they were contributed to be sold, the risk shall be borne by the partnership. In the absence of stipulation, the risk of the things wrought and appraised in the inventory shall be borne by the partnership, and in such case the claim shall be limited to the value at which they were appraised. So in the Article 1795 of the Civil Philippine Code deals with the allocation of risk in a partnership for specific and determinate things.
This article from the Civil Code discusses who bears the rest of loss or damage to property contributed to a partnership. It is essential boiled down to whether the property is fungible or non-fungible. Ang example ani sa non-fungible is, if si partner A nag-contribute og vintage car sa partnership para gamiton as a rental, and then ang car is unique and dili dali mailisdan. And if ang car is nadaot or na-damage, si partner A nga owner gihapon ang mag-bear sa rest dili ang partnership. And then ang sa fungible example is, si partner B is nag-contributes og $10,000 sa partnership para ipalit sa mga supplies para sa ilang business. And if ang supplies is na-damage, nawala o na-destroyed, opposite siya sa non-fungible, which is dani ang partnership mo ay responsible para sa loss or damages dili ang partner B nga nag-contribute. So overall, kani siya nga article is giklaro niya ani kung kinsa ang responsible para sa mga losses related sa property nga gi-contribute sa partnership, para ma-ensure ang fairness and clarity sa mga event para sa mga unforeseen circumstances.
Section 22. The Board of Directors or Trustees of the Corporation, Qualification and Term. Unless otherwise provided in this code, the Board of Directors or Trustees shall exercise the corporate powers, conduct all business, and control all properties of the corporation. Directors shall be elected for a term of 1 year from among the holders of stock registered in the corporation's book, while trustees shall be elected for a term not exceeding 3 years from among the members of the corporation. Each director and trustees shall hold office until successor is elected and qualified. A director who ceases to own at least one share of stock, or a trustee who ceases to be a member of the corporation shall be ceased to be such. Directors are elected for 1 year if its corporation where shareholders or people who owns shares of the company exist. Trustees are elected for up to 3 years in corporations that do not issue shares, like non-profit organizations where membership is the basis of governance instead of ownership of stock. Qualifications. Directors must be shareholders. This means that they must own at least one share in the corporation. If they sell all their shares, they automatically lose their position as a director, while trustees must be a member of the corporation. If they lose their membership, they can no longer serve as trustees.
Hello ma'am, good evening. My name is Jason Kison and my topic is Section 17.2 of the Republic Act number 8799, also known as the Securities Regulations Code. So Section 17.2 of the Republic Act number 8799, also known as the Securities Regulations Code, applies to certain corporations in the Philippines. This includes corporations with securities registered with the SIC. So the companies that have registered their securities with the Securities and Exchange Commissions or SIC must comply a specific disclosure and reporting requirements. Corporations listed on a stock exchange. The company whose shares are publicly traded on a stock exchange are covered, ensuring they adhere to transparency and reporting standards. Corporations with significant asset and shareholders, specifically companies with assets of at least 50 million pesos and 200 or more shareholders, each holding at least 100 shares of a class of its equity shares, fall under the section. These ensure these companies, given their size and public ownership, meet certain regulatory requirements to protect investors and maintain market integrity. So here is an example of applications. a company decides to go public by offering its shares to the public for the first time through initial public offering or IPO. Under the Securities Regulations Code, the company must first register its securities with the SEC. This involved to submitting prospectus that contains all materials information about the company, including its financial statements, business operation, risk, and management. So the SEC reviewed this prospectus to ensure that all necessary disclosures are made and that information is accurate and complete. Once approved, the company can proceed with its IPO, allowing investors to purchase its shares. If the company or its executive engage in uh, insider trading, buying or selling share based on non-public materials information, they would be violating the SRC. The SEC would have the authority to investigate and impose penalty and take legal action against those involved. So the security regulations code is designed to maintain the integrity of the Philippines security market, to protect investors and promote economic growth through a well-regulated capital market.
Hi, I'm Sarah Arguliusos. My topic is all about Article 1796 in Partnership Corporation Code. Article 1796 of the Corporation Code of the Philippines pertains to the principles governing the issuance of shares in a corporation. It specifies that share of stock must be paid for in cash, property, or services rendered, and outlines the requirements for the issuance of shares in exchange for non-cash considerations. For example, Article 1796 is about the rules for company bosses. If they make bad choice that hurt the company, they might be in trouble. For example, if the company loses a lot of money because the bosses didn't do their job right, they could be sued by the people who own the company. Thank you.
Article 1797. The losses and profits shall be distributed in conformity with the agreement. If only the share of each partner in the profits has been agreed upon, the share of each in the losses shall be in the same proportion. So this article outlines the general rule of the distribution of profit and losses in a partnership. It states that the losses and profits should be divided according to agreement made by the partnership. So kung ang kasabutan nagkiskot kung saon pagbahin sa kita, the losses should be divided in the same proportion.
In the absence of stipulation, the share of each partner and the profits and losses shall be in proportion to what he may have contributed, but the industrial partner shall not be liable for the losses. As for the profits, the industrial partner shall receive such share as may be just and equitable under the circumstances. If besides his services he has contributed capital, he shall also receive a share in the profits in proportion to his capital. This means that if there's no specific agreement, each partner's share of profits and losses is based on their capital contribution. An industrial partner who only contributes labor isn't liable for losses but should receive a fair share of the profits. If this partner also contributes capital, their profits share should reflect both their capital and labor contributions.
Good evening, ma'am. I am Marvin Agbu from BSBA 3B, and my assigned article to discuss is Article 1798. Article 1798, if the partners have agreed to entrust to a third person the designation of shares of each one in the profits and losses, such designation may be impounded only when it is manifestly inequitable. In no case may a partner who has begun to execute the decision of the third person or who has not impounded the same within a period of 3 months from the time he had knowledge thereof, complained of such decision. The designation of losses and profits cannot be entrusted to one of the partners, according to 1690. The delegation of profits and loss in partnership, Article 1798 of the Civil Code of the Philippines, offers a practical solutions for partners facing potential disputes over profits, loss distribution. By delegating these decisions to a third party, partners can avoid conflicts and ensure a more equitable outcome. However, it's crucial to note that the third party's decisions can only be challenged if it's clearly unfair. Furthermore, partners who fail to object within 3 months or have begun to follow the decisions cannot later complain. Importantly, a partner cannot be entrusted with determining their own share. In essence, Article 1798 provides a valuable tool for partners, but it is essential to understand its limitations and restrictions. By carefully considering these factors, partners can effectively utilize these provisions to promote harmony and fairness within their partnership.
Article 1800. The partner who has been appointed manager in the articles of the partnership may execute all acts of the administration despite the opposition of his partners, unless he should act in a bad faith and his power is irrevocable without just or lawful cause. The vote of the partners representing the controlling interest shall be necessary for such revocation of powers. This article is about business partners making decisions that not agree, especially what will work in their business. Like, for example, 3 partners own a bakery but they haven't writing down ang konseno tungkol sa finance and konseno pa rin sa mga supplies and everything.
Article 1801. If 2 or more partners have been entrusted with the management of the partnership without specification their respective duties, or without a stipulation that one of them shall not act without the consent of all the others, each one may separately execute all acts of administration, but if any of them should oppose the acts of the others, the decision of majority shall prevail. In case of a tie, the matter shall be decided by the partners owning and controlling interest.
Article 1803. In the first paragraph, all the partners shall be considered agents, and whatever any one of them may do alone shall bind the partnership, without prejudice the provision of Article 1801. So this means that in a partnership, tanan members or partners is considered nga agents. So na sila right or pwede sila makahimo og mga decision making. But then, kinanglan siya ang mga ilang ipanghimo ng mga decision making is na approval sa ilang mga partners. So, in a partnership, in every decision making na ginahimo is di man jud na malikayan nga na ay mag-oppose ng mga partner or partners. So let's take for example, namoy plano mag-business expansion. So si partner A is nagsuggest na magtukod o building, while si partner B is nagsuggest na mag-rent na lang sa. So para ma-achieve ninyo kung asa dito ang mas maayo nga desisyon, dira magsulod ang voting. So mag-voting na dayon mo. So, kung kinsa itong nakaangkon sa majority ng vote is mautoy masunod. But then, what if nagtay ang vote? So, kung if nagtay ang vote, diha na din magsulod ang partner nga naghawid sa controlling interest. Siya ang mag-decide kung asa dito ang mas maayaw ng himuon. In the second paragraph of Article 1803 states that none of the partners may, without the consent of the others, make any important alteration in the immovable property of the partnership, but if the refusal of consent by the other partners is manifestly prejudicial to the interest of the partnership, the court's intervention may be sought. So, in every decision making na may tabo sa partnership, kinahanglan nga na ay consent sa upang partner. So, even if useful na siya, makabenefit ang inyong partnership dana, but then sa ngalan nga walay consent o walay approval sa imong partner or nagbuot-buot lang ka pag-decide sa imong, so diha na din mosulod ang intervention sa court. O ilang buhaton dana is mag-investigate if tinuod ba nga nag-act lang ang usa ka partner without sa consent or approval sa ihang partnership.
Article 1804, it means that the partnership in a business, they can just bring anyone they want. They need everyone else permission para mapasulod to ang gusto mag-appeal sa inyong business, even if you are the manager. Like for example, na may business nga bakery and you are the manager. So napud kay igsuon nga maayong pag-abot sa baking. So gusto nimo siya ipasulod sa inyong business. So in order nga mapasulod ang imong igsuon sa inyong business, kailangan gyapon nimo og permission sa imong mga kauban so that nga masulod imong igsuon. Okay, that's because kung imo lang siya gipasulod diretso imong igsoon without the consent of others, mulid to siya og argument ug maoto siya ang hinungdan para makasira sa inyong relationship. So to avoid that problem, in this Article 1804, everyone have the stake in the business and they should feel comfortable when they are working and so that the profit will be shared fairly.
Article 1806. Partners shall render on demand true and full information of all things affecting the partnership to any partner or the legal representative of any case partner or of any partner under legal disability. The article does not mean that the partner need to wait for a demand before disclosing information. When they get hold of the information, they should disclose it immediately. Although additional details may be demanded, if information is not disclosed and is found out later on, the partners who did not disclose such will be held liable for it and be charged for misrepresentation. The violation of this article refers to concealment. Who can demand true and full information? So, any partner, legal representative of any case partner, and legal representative of any partner under legal disability. Article 1806. Partners shall render on demand true and full information of all things affecting the partnership to any partner or the legal representative of any case partner or of any partner under legal disability. The article does not mean that the partner need to wait for a demand before disclosing information. When they get hold of the information, they should disclose it immediately. Although additional details may be demanded, if information is not disclosed and is found out later on, the partners who did not disclose such will be held liable for it and be charged for misrepresentation. The violation of this article refers to concealment. Who can demand true and full information? So, any partner, legal representative of any case partner, and legal representative of any partner under legal disability.
Article Article 1807 state that every partner must account to the partnership for any benefit and hold as trustee for any profit derived by him without the consent of other partners from any transaction connected with the formation, conduct, or other liquidation of the partnership or from any use by him of its property. The article requires every partner is a business partnership to report and share any benefits or profits they gain from partnership-related activities. It is also stated that such profits are held in the trust for the partnership and its partners, emphasizing accountability and fairness among partners. Example, Sarah, Alex, and Emily run a graphic design partnership. Sarah, without telling the other, uses partnership funds to buy a personal computer. Article 17, 1807 states that she must repay the partnership for the computer cost of share any profits and gain as she used partnership assets for personal benefit without consent. That's all.
Good day. My topic is all about the Article 1808, and today we will be exploring the terms and definitions of the Article 1808. So, Article 1808 is the capitalist partners cannot engage for their own account in any operation which is of the kind of business in which the partnership is engaged, unless there is a stipulation to the contrary. And any capitalist partner violating this prohibition shall bring to the common funds on any profits accruing to him from his transactions and shall personally bear all the losses. So in an explanation of the Article 1808 of the Philippine Civil Code, it prohibits capitalist partners from engaging in businesses that compete with the partnership unless there is an agreement stating otherwise. So in this, it prevents conflicts of interest and ensure that the partner's focus is on the partnership. If a capitalist partner violates this rule, they must turn over any profits from their competing business to the partnership and personally bear any losses. That would be all. Thank you.